Fife Flyers TV, sponsored by the Bay Hotel, Fife's premier wedding venue.
Todd, I think it goes without saying that that's probably not the result that you wanted tonight, but you still salvaged a point out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a crucial point. That puts us tied for 5th place, which, I mean, if we would have showed up and played like we wanted to play, that would have been sole possession of 5th. But, a point's big, and anytime it goes to overtime, anything can happen, like you've seen. But, we're our own worst enemy. I mean, I think I said it in a pre-match interview. We had to be ready for this Dundee team. We as an organization have been in the exact same position they are. They're fighting for their lives. And, I mean, I have to give credit to them. I mean, I really feel that you got that sense from them tonight. We got off to a great start. That tends to be sometimes our own worst enemy. You look at the stats right after we score a goal, we tend not to be mentally sharp.
14 seconds is what it took for Justin Fox to get that first goal, and there's quite a few chances in that first period, but come the second and third period, the chances just weren't there.
Well, I think that, I mean, there's a number of factors, okay? I mean, where we score our goals are something that we just work incredibly hard on week in, week out. For example, Brooksy's goal. I mean, you can simplify it by saying it's easy. It's not an easy job, but by driving to net and putting pucks on net, simply, that's how you score goals, and especially in a tight lead like this. I'll go back to Dundee. I thought that they just had sustained pressure on us all night, and a couple of the reasons for that is this. They smart chips in behind our D, and they just put them under pressure all night. They were willing to engage in battles down low, where, for us, we like to come down, try to make 4 or 5 passes in the neutral zone. We want to go short side shelf. We miss the net. We got guys driving to the net. It bypasses all of our pressure, and once again we're under the cosh because we're making not smart hockey plays. We do it week in, week out. We have a forechecking drill where, we get sustained pressure on ourselves. We refuse to do it in a game. And the frustrating thing with this group is when we do it, and you saw the delay where one of their players was injured, we refocused on the bench, and we had a good 4 minutes there, and we tie that hockey game up. Lucky we do, or we probably don't salvage a point out of tonight.
Have you worked out what it is where that's kind of sort of falling over in the game then?
Yeah, I mean, it's at times it's a weak hockey mentality, and it's not one person's fault. Like if you could look at sometimes as D-men, we overhandle the puck, and you can see that we get into trouble. Okay, in the neutral zone, one of our guys takes our stats for us. In the second period, we had 14 turnovers in the neutral zone. That's not a stat to be proud of, and it's not something that you're going to find success with. The games where we don't have our turnovers is the games where we're successful. And I seem to be complimenting Dundee a bit tonight in this interview, but they probably deserve it. Is you will see their players, they go in, they have support, and they're willing to engage in a battle down low. Sometimes they're walking out of corners and behind the net. It's 1-on-2, and they had that drive, and the times when we do it, we find success. The one thing I will say is, we're missing our leading scorer tonight. I think that in all of our conference games against Dundee, he's featured heavily on the game sheet, and he's one of our hardest, if not hardest, workers.
But it's a team, so taking one person out, that shouldn't really affect it, should it?
I agree with you 100%. Although I will say this: everybody, including myself, knows how influential Ryan Dingle is to our lineup. The reason he's our captain is he leads by example. He forces people to work as hard as him, else be embarrassed out there. And I mean, that's a admirable trait that, he leads our team to victories.
At the end of this evening, you're in the position where you have picked up a point. Your point, as you say, you're tied for 5th in the league. You're a point closer to the top of the conference. I think 8 points behind Braehead now. Is that still doable? The conference title, is that still doable in your opinion?
Yeah, we didn't do ourselves any favors tonight. I mean, you think about the desperation of having your backs against the wall of potentially missing the playoffs. Well, you have to have the same desperation if you want to win something. You can't just rely on your talent. You have to have the hard work. And unfortunately for us, that's just not something that we're finding on a consistent basis with this team. And, you can cajole and do whatever you want, but the fact of the matter is that work ethic has to be there. I'll give you a perfect example. Tonight, Edinburgh do us an incredibly big favor by turning over Braehead, and Edinburgh probably in a similar position to us, be it that they've had incredible amount of injuries as well, and it's hampered their season. But going into that building tomorrow, you and I know that that's going to be a very difficult game against a team that's sitting bottom of the table, and another team fighting for their life. But to answer your question, we go into Edinburgh tomorrow and turn them over and grab our 2 points. And in Manchester, who is a very good hockey team, by the way, beat Braehead. We're 6 points behind them with some games in hand. Probably in conference we'll be tied, but we have Braehead 2 more times. We have them 3 more times?
Yeah.
Your fate starts getting put back into your own hands, rather than relying on favors. So it's still there, but as a group mentally, we have to be prepared to show up every night, because you drop 2 more points, you're on the outside looking in.
And like you say, into Edinburgh tomorrow night, the team that's turned over Braehead tonight. I mean, they're going to be fired up with a lot of confidence after that.
Of course they were. I mean, we went in there. They were short on numbers. They had their backup in, and it was an incredible grind. They're going to be up to full complement tomorrow. And their starters getting healthy, so it's going to be incredibly tough. If the right team shows up and they want it, we have the potential to go in there and grab the 2 points. But it takes a concentrated effort for 60 minutes. You can't shut off. You see what happens. Like, you look at our goals, the goals that are scored against us tonight. I mean, we give up a short-handed goal. I mean, the second goal, we throw a puck across the ice, which we never practice. Third goal, a defenseman goes in with 2 hands on the stick, gets beat out of the corner, tap in off the rebound, and we take a stab at a guy in a neutral zone when we know it's man for man. All 4 of those goals right there, that is mental mistakes. And you need to, hockey's a game of mistakes, but if you're going to chase down something like the conference and a high place in the league standings, you have to bring it. Look at the results tonight. They're all close. They're all tight. Everything's heating up, and we want to be in that mix.
The Bay Hotel, where your dream wedding becomes reality. Visit us at thebayhotel.net.